Sector Wars, play Astro Blaster.
If you destroy my baby,
Intruder alert. The intruder must not escape.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight.
you will need a torpedo.
Prepare to qualify.
Oh, warrior needs food badly.
Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Surprise Attack, which to me somehow sounds like diarrhea. But this game was created by Konami in 1990, and it was suggested by YouTube user DJCandymanmike. And this game is a lot like Shinobi and Rolling Thunder kind of mixed into one. But it takes place in outer space, and you are a sergeant in a special task force who is trying to thwart a terrorist plot by a group called Black Dawn. They have taken over a moon base and a space station on its way to Earth to conquer Earth. I have never heard of this game before. I have never seen it in the arcades, and it's okay. There will be numerous times when you can walk on the ceiling and use your anti-gravity shoes. That's kind of a neat feature, but that's been played in Strider before. There's a few kind of neat things about this game. I'm not super crazy about it. It's all right. There are a couple power-ups, and really, the game could have used more. One will give you a limited invincibility, and one will give you a stronger shot. And you fire these little discs. The game says they're discs. They look more like bullets out of a gun. But you need to collect all the bombs in the stage, and there I got the grenade shot. Collecting all the bombs in the stage will allow you to reach the end and end the level. Kind of like Shinobi when you collect all the hostages. And that first level is extremely short. There are, I think, 3 levels for each stage or round or whatever, and there's a name for each chapter. Yeah, there's chapters to an area, 3 chapters, and at the end of the 3rd one you will face a boss. And yeah, you press up and jump to jump to higher ledges, and down and jump to drop back down to lower ones. Touching an enemy once, and there is the limited invincibility shield. Touching an enemy once will kill you. Getting attacked by an enemy once will kill you. You are a one-hit kill, unless you pick up that shield. But you gotta make sure that you get all those bombs, otherwise you can't complete the level. And you'll have to go back and get any that you missed. You will note at the bottom left that there will be a bombs remaining meter. Maybe it was 4 stages, and the 4th, or the 4 areas, and on the 4th area you will face the boss. Some of the enemies will have a knife, and they will quickly come up behind you and stab you to kill you. And you have to watch out for those guys, and I think that's one of those guys right there. Because they are very, very, very quick on the stab. And you see that thing below against that left wall? That is the limited invincibility shield. If you do not collect that shield and end the level, then you will get a bonus for not having collected it. And you see there's like a bottom center, there's a fuel meter. Oh, he almost shot me. Just missed my head. And you will get points for that. But yeah, at the bottom left you'll see the number of bombs remaining to collect. And here is the first boss of the game. This boss is really quite easy. But those lasers will kill you automatically if they touch you, so you want to keep jumping, fire a volley of shots, then jump back down. Just keep going back and forth after you fire a volley of shots. And one of those shots will hit that thing if it does open up, so you can hit that sensor. Just keep it up and you will eventually destroy it. Note that you will get a grade for how fast you cleared the area. And after you beat a boss, you play a trivia game. You need to get 10 O's, and the O's are correct answers to these quizzes. And you press up or down to move between the answers and try to press the action button to hopefully correctly answer it. Not all the questions are about space, but most of them are. I didn't know all of these. A good number of them I did know, but if you missed 3 times, then this bonus round will end. You will get 100 points per correct answer. And if you get all of them correct without a miss, you will get a 10,000 point bonus. They revealed Doc Brown's first name, at least in part 3. I remember them saying it then. But yeah, they have some interesting names for the areas. And yeah, here we defy gravity. You need to push up towards the ceiling with the joystick to duck when you're on the ceiling. This game's not terrible. It's not one of Konami's more memorable titles, I think. And there I got another shield. There will be some areas, not very many in the game, but sometimes there will be an area where there will be a red laser, and you can trip it by touching it, and then a cannon will appear out of the ceiling and shoot you. So try not to trip those. To get past that thing and avoid getting crushed, you have to hug it. You'll press the joystick towards it, and then when it moves, you'll be able to safely get out from under it. A lot of little nuances you have to remember about this game. How the particular enemies behave, and how to counteract their attacks. How to avoid being hit by them. You need to time your jump here to make sure you get both those guys and not get shot. And again, hug that thing so that you'll have just enough clearance to walk under it and not get killed. Oops, I missed bombs. you are timed, as you can tell by the timer at the bottom right. And if you don't get all the bombs before the time is up, then you'll lose a life. There are some explosives in the game that you just do not want to touch, and you'll die if you do. Damn it! Sometimes it's hard to see the bombs. You have to keep your eyes peeled. That's a really gross saying. I don't know who came up with it, but that's gross. Keeping your eyes peeled? Ew. I hope that was it. Okay, good. You can see it, that it says you got all the bombs. You will get a bonus for having destroyed a boss, and that bonus is added by another 10,000, at least for the first handful of bosses. Those guys I kind of hate. There will be guys that shoot these missiles or these bombs at you, and they will come at a difficult angle that you might not be ready for. And sometimes there will be little drones or something, little robot drones, and those are difficult to avoid, and oftentimes there will be that invincibility or limited invincibility shield, and you might just need to use it and say screw the bonus for not using it. But yeah, when you see that G power up, that will give you the grenade shot. Ah, crap! He hit me with his bomb or whatever it was. Yeah, I'd never heard of this one before. Surprise attack. Konami had a small number of games that really disappointed. I mean, they really, Konami's had such a rich history of great games that you're really just shocked how bad some of their games were. There was one called Battlantis that was really bad. Dark Adventure that was really bad. This one's not really bad, but it's definitely kind of a disappointment as far as Konami's concerned. And we've got these little things bouncing up and down. Can't let him touch you. If you take too long If you take too long standing around in one space, then one of those knife guys are gonna sneak up from behind you and stab you as quickly as possible. I hate those guys. They're so quick. And that was an explosive that I shot. If you touch that explosive, you're dead. Yeah, that little robot drone thing there. I'm glad I picked up the limited invincibility. But you can kind of tell that there's I didn't get stabbed that time. You can kind of tell that there's Rolling Thunder and Shinobi rolled into this game. And Konami made neither of them. And now here's the second boss. This guy is so easy. Just make sure you switch back and forth between the ceiling and the floor. Just shoot a volley of shots and then switch back, and that guy will eventually get shot. When he changes things up and starts moving at you, don't waver. Just keep your attack up. And you'll eventually kill him. That grade that you get for how quickly you cleared an area, it doesn't give you any extra points or anything. Earth is barely bigger than Venus, from what I remember. Yeah, Alan Shepard. This one I did not know. And I never heard of that. I don't know the symbol for, or the whatever for Mercury. That one was easy. Yeah, I can't miss one more. And I did. Oh well. I still get a bonus. 4 questions answered correctly. Fly me to the moon. That's a Frank Sinatra song. Not a big fan of Frank Sinatra. And now we've got a different setting here. It's inside a space station or something. And we have this acrobatic gal. I don't think she really does anything other than acrobatics or backflips or somersault or whatever it was. Oh, I hate that guy. But if she touches you, of course you're dead. So don't let her get close. You drop a long ways. You can't control which direction you're moving as you descend. They'll just drop straight down. You can't even turn back to face the enemies. Excuse me. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. I hope 2020 is gonna be a good year for you. Hope you get all. Oops. Hope you get all your all that you wanted to do done. Get all your resolutions taken care of. I'm kind of excited. I'm getting a new roommate for my house. I'll be able to get $500 of rent a month. I've been without a roommate for probably about half a year. Now this part, crap. That part you have to shoot the center part of that fan blade enough times to destroy it. Otherwise you'll get sucked into the blades and get killed. I hate those guys that chuck the grenades or bombs or whatever that is. I think it's kind of lame you can't control your guy as he falls. Now, sometimes you're just gonna have to need that shield. Ah, crap! I wanted to face the other way. There, killed him. I thought it was gonna stop bouncing. Oh well, that was my last life. You can continue, you'll have to start at the beginning of the stage though. Just like you do anytime you lose a life. Note that on the far right of the row, it keeps a tally of all the correct answers you've given in the trivia games. There I got first place quite easily. There is a total of, I think it was 7 stages. Let me just go ahead and beat this part here. I put on invincibility. Oops, I'll drop down there. Oh boy. Excuse me. I'm recording this at just about 3 in the morning, so I'm a little tired. Do you folks get New Year's Day off? I do. I'm going to to spend it buying my mom a new. I'm not gonna play throughout each remaining level. I'm gonna just skip forward and just show you parts of each remaining area. I'm gonna go buy my mom a brand new car CD player because hers is not working right. And here is the boss of this round. You have to watch out for these bombs that he shoots because they will keep trying to reach you. Eventually he'll shoot some other kind of projectile there. You just gotta find a way to keep hitting him. The bosses generally don't have a particularly long life bar. And we're just gonna scoot through this trivia game. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you get perfect. You get 10,000 points. And they blow you kisses. Very cheesy. Hornet's nest. God, I hate hornets. Ugh. I've never been a fan of bees, period. Sometimes I have dreams about bees and I wake up wanting to swat at something. You'll have these astronauts with rocket packs flying around sometimes. Once you get that jetpack and shield limited invincibility, just plow through the enemies as quickly as you can. And if there's any particularly tough enemies in your way, like a drone or something, try to take those out. Your invincibility is very, very, very limited, very short. But try not to leave any bombs behind. And we'll scoot forward to me beating that section. And now I think we're on the moon base. But yeah, the terrorist organization is known as Black Dawn. They took over a moon base and a space station on its way to the Earth. They're going to try to eventually take over Earth. Now this stage is kind of interesting. Don't drop down into that hole, you'll die. And don't touch that blade, or you'll die. Even if you have invincibility on and maim, it'll kill you. And you can also be killed by getting hit by that block. Whoa, just missed me. And you can get crushed by these. And I left a bomb behind. There, I got it. Yeah, definitely never heard of this one. If it was in the US, it was probably in very limited areas or very limited quantities. Yeah, there will be some guys with jetpacks that just try to fly right at you, and of course, if they make contact, you're dead. And you can jump straight up at the far left and far right areas of the floors. Just look for where it says up or down, and you can just jump up there or jump down from there. And just keep going until you reach the top floor. Go to the right. Assuming you picked up all the bombs. And here's the next boss. And this is kind of neat. He's in this big rig of a vehicle, and you can duck in that little divot there, and you can let the vehicle pass harmlessly overhead. And you can just keep going forward and there will be another divot. But you'll need to eventually shoot at that little blue spot on him. I'm just gonna take him out quickly here. Of course, getting run over by the vehicle will kill you, or touching the vehicle, period, will kill you, so you have to be really careful. Just try to sneak in a shot over his tires so you can hit that blue sensor there. Yeah, we'll just skip that. We've already seen me play that game several times. It's kind of weird that they fit a trivia game into this game. Probably my favorite trivia game is, well, at least one of them is Quiz and Dragons. That was a fun one. I've done a video on that one before. And here you just drop down at the far edge of the level. These guys I also hate. There are these guys with these heavy machine guns, and they will block seemingly all your shots. And they will follow you. They will drop down to the floor where you're at. And they won't leave you alone. Whoa. those particular blocks will fall. So don't hang around. Those cannons you saw, those were triggered by those red lasers that I was telling you about earlier. Do not trigger those cannons, because they will shoot you and kill you. And shortly after those crushing blocks, you get to this boss here. And this reminds me of a part on Strider, where there's a bouncing laser. You need to stand in the right place, or that laser will nail you. And in the meantime, you jump and try to shoot that thing at the far right, going up and down. But just remember that one laser will land at the far left, and the other two will not quite reach there. And I think there might be just one final boss left. Yep, and it's this guy. But he will retreat to a mech suit. And you need to shoot that blue sensor when his claws aren't in the way, and his claws will try to grab you. And then you have to shoot the sensor, which is now yellow. And then you have to jump and shoot him one more time before he can hit you and kill you. And then you've beaten him, and beaten the game. And now we get 100,000 point bonus. And at the end of the game, you will get extra points for each remaining guy. So I needed to take the cheat off in MAME for infinite lives. Your guy's name is Red Thunderbolt, John Ryan, the sergeant in the Special Task Force. But that was a surprise attack by Konami in 1990. And again, surprise attack makes me think of sudden diarrhea. That's just the way my mind works sometimes. But yeah, I hope you have a great 2020. Hope you get to do everything you plan to do. Hope you get to make all the life changes that you wanted to make. Yeah, I can't wait to get that new roommate. I actually know him. I work with him. He likes dogs, so my dog, I don't give her enough attention. He'll be able to play with her and take her for walks and stuff when I don't feel like it. But that was Surprise Attack by Konami in 1990. It's an okay game. Konami's made better, but there's a few out there that they've made that are certainly worse. I've done videos of some of those. And then when you've beaten all the levels, when you put in your initials, it says all. But that was Surprise Attack by Konami in 1990. This is Crazy Climb Ready, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a great new year. And happy 2020. Y'all take it easy, and I will catch you later with my next video. Stay warm, everybody. Bye-bye.